Hello guys, Ryan here from Inspire Marketing. Now in today's video we are going to go over the best way to make a time-lapse video. We're going to be using obviously time-lapse photo, Lightroom and Final Cut Pro X. Let's roll the intro. So as I've already mentioned guys, today we're going to be looking at the best possible way to make a time-lapse video in Final Cut Pro X. But before we do that, we actually need to head out. We've got a client shoot to do first of all. Now this client wants us to take some photos of her lovely Labradors. So let's go and see what we can do. Okay guys, so we've just arrived here at the client's property. It's an absolutely stunning property and the grounds are unbelievable, so we'll just quickly have a look around. I'll show you guys as well. Okay, so as promised, we are going to be taking a look at the best way to create a time-lapse video. Now, the first point I want to go over, which is probably the most important, is always use photos. Now, there's obviously a lot easier and quicker ways to go about creating a time-lapse, mainly being using the time-lapse feature on your phone, GoPro, camera, whatever you might be using to create a time-lapse video. I, however, always use still images. The reason being they're a lot higher resolution, you can do a lot more with them in terms of editing in Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever you might be doing. So always shoot still images. We'll merge them together, I'll show you how in Final Cut Pro, and we will create the time-lapse video from photos. So let's jump in now and have a look. So first of all, what you want to do is make sure that you've got all of your images off of your SD card and you've popped them into whatever folder you've created on your computer. I have about 750 images, as you can see, so quite a lot. I do recommend using an external hard drive for all of your footage, photos, etc. It's just going to keep your computer a lot quicker rather than kind of shoving a load of footage on there and slowing down your hard drive. So I always edit my photos first in Lightroom. Main reason being, I know people will say, yeah, but you can get them edited and you know you can brighten them up and stuff once you've merged them together in Final Cut Pro. The problem is you don't really have a lot to play around with. There's not that much flexibility, so I always edit in Lightroom. Now, as you can see down here, I've already imported all of the photos and edited. If you don't know how to import, you just simply, you would create an album by right-clicking there, and then you just simply file, add photos, drag them all in, they will import. Now, on previous Lightroom versions, you used to be able to edit your first photo, then you could simply copy and paste all of your attributes onto each photo, all 750 of them. However, Lightroom have now decided to remove that feature. So basically what you have to do is edit your first image, go along to the right image and click Command and V. Obviously after you've hit Command C on your first, and then you have to do it for every single photo. Nightmare. So that's probably the easiest and quickest way to do it. Once you've done all of your photos, obviously make sure you've got all of them selected, i.e. hold Shift and select. As you can see, these are all selected. Head up to the top right, save to, and then select your folder, and you'll be able to save all of your edited files in that folder. Okay, so now you've saved all of your edited files into your specified folder. What you want to do is head over into Final Cut Pro. Now for video purposes, I've already imported all of my photos, just simply because I don't want this tutorial to be about 3 hours long. So if you don't know how to import into Final Cut, once you've created your project over here, you just simply right click, import media, you locate all of your files. So if we go down to there, as you can see we've got edited, open that up, you can select, scroll all the way down to the bottom holding Shift and select, and it will import all of them once you click import selected. If you have a slower computer, I recommend creating a proxy media. It will just help to keep your computer running smoothly for playback so it doesn't drop any frames. But like I said, I've already imported that. So once you've done that, you want to select your first clip. Make sure you've got all of that selected. Head all the way down to the bottom, and then you want to hold Shift, select, and then you want to drag all of them into your timeline. Now this is going to be the most challenging on your computer and is going to take the time, so just bear with it, it will be worth it in the end. So once it's dropping onto the timeline, you can give that a little bit of time to finish rendering, and then voila, all of your images will be in your timeline. Okay, so now that's finished rendering, as we can see in our timeline here, we have our clips. Now the problem is every photo drops in to default at 10 seconds. Now people will tell you if you go up to here, go into preferences and change the still images editing duration, it will drop in at what you select. It doesn't work! It will always default to 10 seconds no matter what you put in there. Final Cut, why give us something if you're not actually going to follow through with it and do it? Ridiculous. So obviously when we hit play, it looks like a fantastic time lapse, and boom, there you go, there's the change. Ridiculous. So what we need to do is obviously reduce the duration of every single clip. Now we're not going to do them one by one because unfortunately we don't have 8 hours to spare. We know what clients are like with their videos, they want everything done yesterday. So we're going to zoom out so we've got everything and all of our clips in. As you can see there, they all are. What you want to do is in your timeline hit Command A to select all. Then you want to hit Control D and you want to put 1. As you can see up here it changes, so you want 1 frame per image. Then you hit enter and it should, once it thinks about it, there we are, it will change the duration. Okay, so as you can see now, all of them have been retimed. So if we hit the spacebar, we've got a little bit of a time lapse. So it's going to be a little bit laggy. Main reason being is if we zoom into the timeline a little bit more, as we can see they're all individual shots or clips or whatever you want to call them. So what you want to do, main reason is if you want to use this timeline in another project, you obviously cannot drag each of these files into that new project. So what you want to do is hit Command A to select all again. If you just right click on any clip, if we zoom in a little bit more, you can create a new compound clip, hit OK, and then voila. Here we have one clip that you can take to any project for your time lapse. Now what you want to do obviously is get rid of these black bars because of the way it was shot, so you want to scale in to 133.33%. That is your typical 16:9 ratio, which will fit on the majority of monitors and screens. So there you have it. That's how to create a time lapse using photos with Lightroom and Final Cut Pro X. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, please drop me a like and comment down below. Also hit that subscribe button as well and the little bell next to it, just so you don't miss out on any more videos from me. I'll see you next week.